Hi friends. So in this video we are going to preview the US Open 2021 semi-finals which are going to take place today. So we have two matches. First we have Felix versus Medvedev, then we have Djokovic versus Zverev, which is the big match that everyone is excited about. Now we'll discuss about the semi-finals in a minute, but before that let's talk about Djokovic for a while. Now so many achievements for him are on the line in this tournament, and that is why I think his attitude has changed. So if you see his matches, he has been celebrating much more on his points. Whenever he wins, he looks towards his box, his coaches, his fans, and he is really hungry to get this victory, get this tournament, and get to the 21 Grand Slam title count. And I think that really helps him be focused in his matches. And you'll see that rarely he's missing shots. He's playing all around the court. He's moving well. He's coming to the net. He's serving well. He's returning well. So I think he's in very, very good form and looking very, the favorite to win the tournament, I would say, slightly. And I think that's what's going to help him. But that also brings a bit of pressure because he knows that there is no Nadal, no Federer in this tournament. And even though there are very good players like Zverev who have actually beaten Djokovic recently, but the fact that Nadal and Federer are not there just relieves a bit of pressure from Djokovic's shoulders. But at the same time, he knows that this is the best opportunity he has to get the lead. Even if he wins somehow, it doesn't have to be comprehensive. Somehow, if he's able to get this victory at this US Open, that will take him to 21 Grand Slams. And the next year, even if Federer and Nadal are back and fit, and that is what we hope to see, I think they will take some time to get settled. They will have to play some warm-up tournaments, settle down, and also their rankings have suffered. So maybe if they are in a big tournament, they might face Djokovic in the semi-finals or quarter-finals. So it will not be easy for them to get to the finals of a Grand Slam and maybe then win the Grand Slam. We know that Nadal is always the favorite at the French Open, and that is what he would be looking to win in throughout the year. But if Djokovic is able to win this match, win this tournament, and get to the 21 Grand Slams, and then next year start at the Australian Open, which is his favorite tournament, so maybe he gets to 22. Let's hope. And then we have Nadal looking at the French Open, and then we'll have Wimbledon. Hopefully, if Federer is fit enough for Wimbledon, maybe Federer versus Djokovic at Wimbledon final. Now we are just thinking too much about it, but that is what it seems. So it's highly important for Djokovic to win this US Open here so that he gets a lead and he has some sort of gap between himself and Federer and Nadal. And next year is going to be really exciting for all the three players. Now all the three players are about 35 years of age, so it's not that Djokovic is going to have a lot, more chances than Federer or Nadal. Djokovic is almost in the same category in terms of age. So I think, and the upcoming players like Tsitsipas, Zverev, Medvedev, all are playing really well. So it's not easy to defeat them even in the Grand Slams, where in recent past the big three have been dominating. So all these factors are there, but let's start with the semifinals first. So the first match that we have is between Felix and Medvedev. Now, head to head, they haven't played much, only once, and Medvedev had won that match. This match was played in Toronto 3 years back, so a lot has changed. Of course, Medvedev has become such a good player now, and he is very difficult to beat, even for the likes of Djokovic, Federer, and Nadal. Whereas Felix is an upcoming player, he has great talent, he has good forehand, good backhand, good serve, and he has been playing really well. He's in the form of his life. So I think it's a good opportunity for him, to sort of play aggressive game and try to win. And for Medvedev, I think he has been there in the finals of the US Open. He has beaten the top guys. So, and he's, I think, looks in very, very good form. So I would say that Medvedev has to be the favorite in this match, clearly. And looking at his previous experience and also the amount of matches that he has played, and the amount of hours that he has spent on the court are far less as compared to Felix, and we'll see that in the next slide. If you look at the road to the semis for Medvedev, you can see that it's been relatively easy. We can say he started off with Gasquet, a very good player, and then he played some good players. I would not say that this is the toughest of the draws. It's more on the easier side. When you look at Zverev and Djokovic's draw, they have played the top players, some of the top players, so definitely they would be having more confidence than these guys. But I think it has been very easy for Medvedev in the quarterfinals, although he lost a set, but I think it's still relatively easier for Medvedev. And when you compare this with Felix, then you will see that Felix had to struggle a lot. In the first round, he lost one set and then he won, three sets on the tie break. So it was not easy for him. And then you see that third round match against Batista Agu, where he had to face the five setter. So it's been more time spent on the court. Although one thing is that in the quarterfinal, because Alcaraz has had to retire, so Felix did get some time off after that match, and maybe let's hope that he has been rested well and he's ready for the match. So prediction, I would say, it looks like Medvedev should win this match comfortably. Felix has to play the most amazing match of his career if he wants to beat Medvedev. He has to be aggressive if you talk about tactics, because Medvedev is very good from back of the court. He will not likely come to the net as often as Felix, because he is generally more aggressive. I've seen Felix play, and he is not afraid to come to the net. He hits a good approach shot, he comes to the net, and he's good at net as well. So I think that would be the approach that Felix should take. He should be more aggressive, trying to go for his ground strokes, and as soon as he gets an opportunity, he has to come to the net. Whereas for Medvedev, it would be to slow the pace down, and if you rally with Medvedev, I think he's going to come up with the goods more often than not. Now, let's look at Djokovic versus Zverev. Now, if you talk about head-to-head, Djokovic leads Zverev 6 matches to 3 matches. But if you have seen the recent match at Olympics where Zverev was actually able to beat Djokovic, so that would definitely be in the back of the mind for Djokovic, and he would be extra motivated to beat Zverev this time around. If you talk about experience, Djokovic is way more experienced. His US Open record, I mean, he has come back from the brink of defeat so many times against Federer. All those matches at US Open come to mind. So I don't feel that, Djokovic, will have any sort of issues dealing with the pressure and all that. But yes, I think Zverev will have more confidence because he has recently beaten Djokovic, and he has absolutely nothing to lose here. Everybody would know that Djokovic is going for his 21st Grand Slam, and everyone will try to, give their best, and they have nothing to lose in terms of Grand Slam count, or in terms of this pressure that Djokovic faces. So I think it will be more confidence for Zverev. And if you talk about the different factors, Zverev has made 70% of first serves on average in this tournament, and I think that is the most important shot for Zverev, because we all know that he struggles with his second serve. He makes a lot of double faults, but his first serve is really good, and as you can see, his first serve points won is 82%, and that is a huge percentage. So I would say if Zverev is able to serve well, even Djokovic finds it difficult to return his serve. Now, having said that, Djokovic leads the first serve return points overall in this tournament with 141 points won. So I think it's going to be a battle of serves for Zverev. If he is able to serve well, if he is able to put more first serves in, he has better chances to get to the business end of the set, and then anything can happen. So Zverev will try to fancy his chances at that side of the set, maybe when it's 5-all or 6-all, and it's pressure for Djokovic. But if Djokovic is able to get a break early somehow, then I think he will run away with this match. Now, drop shot and slice are key for Djokovic. Why do I say that? Because both players are good from the baseline. I would say Djokovic has got more variety in his game than when you compare it with Zverev, because Zverev hits good ground strokes, aggressive ground strokes, but he's not that good at the net. That is something Djokovic should exploit maybe. So he should try to go for more drop shots and finish the points at the net, even if Zverev is able to get to those shots, and also use slice more often than not, just to change the pace of the rally. Because if you rally with Zverev, ground stroke after ground stroke, I think he has a definite edge over there, because Zverev can hit more aggressive, shots as compared to Djokovic, and there is no weakness in Zverev's game. I know that sometimes his forehand is a bit dodgy, but I think right now he's playing really well, so it's hard to predict. So I would say Djokovic should use his variety, all that he has in his game, try to, slow the points down, try to go for more drop shots and more slices midway through the rally and create an opening, and then I think he can finish the point at the net. And there will be more pressure on Djokovic, of course, because he has so much on the line, and more confidence for Zverev, as we have already discussed, because he has recently beaten Djokovic at one of the biggest tournaments, which is the Olympics. So now let's look at the road to the semis for Djokovic. So Djokovic, it's been reasonably comfortable, we would say. Nishikori is a very quality player that Djokovic had to beat, and he lost the first set. And Nishikori was playing well, actually, so that was a good match for Djokovic to win in 4 sets. And then, of course, Berrettini. We all were expecting that that would be an exciting match. Berrettini is playing superb tennis. They already played at Wimbledon, which was also a good match. So I think Djokovic, I would say, is playing really well. It doesn't seem that he has any weaknesses, but as I mentioned, that he has to use his variety if he wants to win this tournament. If you look at Zverev's road to the semis, again he has beaten good players, Querrey, Ramos Manolas, Sock, Sinner. So all these players are really quality players with good, baseline game. And Zverev also is in good form. So that is why I feel that it's not going to be easy for Djokovic to beat Zverev. I would say Djokovic would need to play at least at his 85 to 90% of his top level, and he would have to use his variety. Whereas for Zverev, his first serve is the key. If he's able to serve well, attack, from the baseline, finish points early, and even if it's a rally, he has to make sure that he is the one who starts being the aggressor in the point, and then maybe it will be better for him to win the same point. So I would say good matches, very exciting matches. If we talk about prediction, I would predict Medvedev to win in 4 sets against Felix and Djokovic to win in 4 sets against Zverev. Now, this can also go to 5 sets, but just looking at the past experience of Djokovic and the hunger that he has to win, this Grand Slam and get to the records, I would give Djokovic more chances to win this match. And of course, he has already faced Zverev last month, so he knows what he did wrong in that match and what he needs to do right. So I think Djokovic should win this match, but let's see what happens. Thank you guys for watching this video.